Hello, I'm Rick Schaldhouse, and because things on the internet seem to lose their date references pretty quick, today is Thursday, October 5th, 2023. On Wednesday, September 13th, 2023, my wife and I toured the Heber Valley Railroad. It's listed as a museum, or we were told it was a museum. It's a train ride, a very nice train ride, about 90 minutes long, through some really nice country, with some entertaining guides along the way. We found them entertaining, and some really nicely maintained equipment. Probably the best maintained passenger cars that we've ridden on outside of Disneyland, and really nice train ride. But we were told, as I said, we were told or implied that it's a museum. I kind of disagree with that. It's a depot with a gift shop in it, and a train ride, and that's about all it is. But it's very nice. We enjoyed it, so we're going to give you that video. So let's get on with it. This is the Heber Valley Railroad Depot, Heber City, Utah, and it's classified as a museum. We were told by several people, oh, this is a really beautiful museum, you've got to go out and see it if you love trains. Other than the train ride and a small gift shop and the ticket window, gift shop and ticket window being inside this depot, there's nothing here. It is a nice train ride, but in my opinion, it's not a museum. It's a train ride and a gift shop and a window. Still, it's really cool, and there's a couple of other things to see while you're in Heber City, and I'm going to show you those at the end of the video. And one of them is Memorial Hill, and the other one is Crater Springs, and I think those are the correct names for them. Here's a bench sitting out in front of the depot. It was probably plasma cut. It's really nice. It's just cute. There are several pieces of rolling stock you can look at as you walk down the platform. This is the electromotive division of General Motors Jeep-9, GP-9. It's referred to as a high nose, and it is going to take us on our run down to the end of their track where they do a change. They put the locomotive at the other end of the train, and then they bring us home with the locomotive in the lead the whole time. And I'm going to show you several of the pictures as we go along the way, and several of the movies we've got, the videos that we've got as we go. It is a very nice train ride, and as you can see, the interior of the passenger cars is very well maintained. It's probably one of the better interior of passenger cars maintained of all the railroad operations we've seen so far. This video is as we pull out of the Heber Valley station, the depot, and the three young people that were our guides, our escorts on this, are giving us a briefing. I'm going to let you watch the town as we cruise on by.
Traveling in a moving museum, pretty cool. But that being said, we need to treat everything with respect, so please no jumping, standing, putting your feet up on these seats, because if we break them, we actually don't have the mechanism to fix them anymore, so no dancing or backflips, so sorry. I'm a killjoy.
The next thing I want to direct everybody's attention is going to be our windows. Windows are our best friends, especially during this time of the year where that Utah weather is extremely unpredictable. That being said, all these windows can open. If you do decide to open it, please do not stick anything outside of them as these windows. Okay, I'm actually a little surprised how loud you guys were, but we can do a little bit louder than that. How is everybody this afternoon? That's the energy that I like to hear, you guys. Welcome aboard the Heber Valley Railroad Lakeside Limited on Wednesday, September 13th. My name is Ray.
My name is Ava.
My name is Jensen.
Today we will be your hosts.
And hostess.
So if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, please let us know, and we will try to accommodate everybody the best that we can. But before we get to the front of the ride, we do have to go over a few safety announcements. But you know it's everybody's favorite part of this train ride, right?
Yeah! Everybody say, yay, safety! That's my favorite part of this ride! Woo! Yay! Alright, everybody look around at these seats.
We did see a fair amount of wildlife around the track as we made our trip off to the end of their run, which is the trip is about 90 minutes, so it's a fairly long run. It's fairly slow. I would say 15 to 20 miles an hour is probably the top speed of this run. Here's egret out in field after the bugs and stuff in the field. A couple of stock pens with cattle off on the side, and beautiful mountains in the background. It shows that it's a valley. Interesting structures, interesting buildings as you go through the area. And this is a lilac farm, a lot of acreage under lilac, and they harvest it and take the scent and whatever and sell it, and obviously they're very successful at it. A couple of seconds too slow on the shutter. This is a beautiful lodge and facility, dining facility, hall where you can have weddings, receptions, whatever you want. And in this photo here, this mountain ridge that's in the very background is referred to as the Sleeping Maiden mountain ridge. Unfortunately, it's just a little bit covered up with the clouds, but if you use your imagination, her head is to the left, her feet are to the right. She has her arms crossed across her stomach, and that's the Sleeping Maiden mountain ridge. Here's a trout fisherman. I hope he was successful. I'm not usually successful. And there are numerous eagle nests throughout the area, and did see a couple of eagles flying. Couldn't get them on photo. And as we come up on the reservoir, I'm going to let you watch the reservoir video. When they reached the end of their run, which is about a 45-minute ride from the station or depot, they switched the engine via parallel track and a couple of turnouts from the front of the train to what was the back of the train, the consist, so that you're pulled in both directions. This shot here starts with the shallows that are created by the dam, which built this massive reservoir that's in this area, and it was built to provide water to the community on a consistent, reliable basis. Over the last several years, it got extremely low due to the drought. Now it's been substantially refilled. I think they said it was at like 70% of capacity. And just by luck, here's an egret making a landing in the shallows, probably going to have lunch, something that's swimming in the water. And a number of heavy trucks running around. I used to be a truck driver and still have my Class A license, and would never see a truck of this configuration in the state of California. The tractor on this is a 6-axle tractor, and the trailer is a 5-axle trailer. Never see that in the state of California. We're pretty much anti-success in business. The last view of the reservoir, we're on our way back to the station depot in Heber Valley, and this was a massive reservoir. There were a number of boats on it, and in the middle of this photo, there is an eagle, a bald eagle, making a sweep for something in the water. We've returned to the station. We're going to walk around the area. As I said, it's not a museum in the concept that I appreciate the word museum associated with. This is a train ride, and they do have some cars sitting around you can look at. Here's a Baldwin steamer, formerly owned by United States Steel, and it's hooked up to a number of cars along behind it, which would be called a consist. And the cars are random out of numerous areas. I was after what type of fuel the steamer burned, and took a look, and because of these doors between the steamer and the tender being these types of doors, this was a coal or coke burning steamer. As I said earlier, the passenger car that we rode in was in excellent condition, probably the best condition I've ever ridden in an older train, museum, ride, wherever, anywhere. And this one was sitting off on the side. Whether they didn't need it and they didn't roll it, just put wear and tear on it, don't know, but it was sitting off on the side and it looked pretty. This is a special purpose gondola car, and if you look, the sides of this have these fittings on it, and you can control the dump out of the side, which is kind of cool. So I assume this was probably a track maintenance gondola car. And something you see every once in a while on the track, this yellow thing is a derailleur. Now it's used to protect something farther down the line or to stop something from going onto that section of track. If a wheel comes up to this thing, it will ride up and derail the train at this point. And they put them on with this one on locks. Most of the cars, if not all of the cars that were parked alongside the platform that you could walk on, were in very, very good material condition. Here's this Western Maryland boxcar, and it's probably under the assumption from a museum and the concept if it's in halfway decent shape and it's free, hey, we'll take it. Here's a Union Pacific, I believe, boxcar caboose. It's the yellow one. Yep, UP. And really nice. I assume they might be using these as party cars, birthdays, celebrations, whatever. Heber Valley has a red caboose, which looked really nice and looked like it was available to be picked up. It was sitting there next to the platform. They asked you not to go on them, so we didn't. A general look at the car and at the tracks, and here's a Wilson meatpacking car. This would have been refrigerated, and what they did was they put ice in it, and as it went down the track, the ice melted, came out the bottom, and you stopped at various places, opened up hatches in the top, and put more ice inside of it. What looks like an old crew car combination car, maybe a mobile post office. Looks like a few kids have had their fun with some spray paint. And these cars weren't in such good shape. This Northern Pacific car looks like it's had its better days. It's probably 100+ years old, made out of wood. And it wasn't a great day. It didn't start out to be a great day. It was raining when we got there initially. We talked to the individual running the ticket window. Train wasn't going to go for about 2.5 hours, so we went off to some other areas some other sites in the area. But we were walking around after it stopped raining before the ride, and here's a Salt Lake, Canfield, and Western, I believe it is, boxcar that looks like it's seen better days, and a look at the workshop for the train system, and it looks like this is actually an operating train. Here's a couple of photos of the weather we were encountering. When we got there, it was raining. We were concerned. It stopped raining for our ride, and our ride only had a little bit of water sprinkles on it.